Right, chickens are in. Let's roll that movie.
This is something which is really unique across many, many industries.
It's a real new category.
It is more than the sum of its parts.
Nicht Geschwindigkeit um jeden Preis, sondern es muss immer auf dem Punkt sein.
Es ist eine absolute Innovation im Markt.
And that opens up a completely new world of how you can cook,
Das ist der Hammer.
how you can utilize various sources of energy.
I love it. Ich habe Rational als absolut innovative Firma kennengelernt.
It was really impressive to see how much knowledge we are creating on the food.
Rational really goes ahead.
We keep challenging ourselves, never stop the innovation, create new possibilities.
Das unbedingte Wollen, das Ganze nach vorne zu bringen.
And that means going the extra mile.
Jeder hilft jedem.
Alle ziehen am gleichen Strang.
Das macht tatsächlich schon viel Spaß.
Aber um jetzt den nächsten Schritt zu gehen, muss man was völlig Neues dann angehen.
How can we as Rational improve the kitchen for the customer? So how can we elevate their business to another level?
We need to think in new layers. We need to think in a new approach.
Keine Angst vor Neuem.
It was a complete new idea.
Also natürlich haben wir sehr, sehr viele Dinge ausprobiert.
Das erste Brot, was ich aufgebacken habe, hat außen wunderbar ausgesehen und innen drin war es Kohle.
Und die Rückschläge waren am letzten Endes dann ein Antreiber für uns.
Das heißt Versuche,
Workshops gemacht,
Customer tests.
Prototypen bauen.
den Tiger in Geräte einfangen,
es ist wirklich hart erarbeitetes Wissen.
weil wir an die Grenzen des technisch Möglichen gehen.
We never gave up.
Wir haben alle durchgehalten. Wir haben die Technologie beherrschbar gemacht, wirklich geschafft, das Optimum rauszuholen und ein ganz neues Gesamtkonzept zu entwickeln.
Es funktioniert.
So this is something which really no one has and no one achieved so far. We are really at the outer edge of what cooking means.
Dieser Wow-Effekt
Wenn dann das erste Produkt dasteht,
war eigentlich, wenn man so sagen will, die Geburtsstunde dann von dieser Gerätegeneration. And it tastes amazing.
und das macht mich schon unglaublich stolz tatsächlich.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome. A very warm welcome to this Rational launch event at this wonderful TV studio here in Munich, Germany. Welcome to our Rational colleagues here in the audience, and more importantly, welcome to our customers and our partners who are viewing this online. I have to say that after nearly 10 years at Rational, I'm still so impressed every single day by the knowledge, the passion, the commitment, and the dedication that Rational shows towards professional kitchens and our customers. When it comes to customer benefit, nothing can stop us. And with 1.2 million appliances now sold worldwide, to serving over 160 million meals every single day to satisfied customers in over 120 markets, it can truly be said that Rational understands and knows professional kitchens. We understand the challenges that our customers face, and we work every day tirelessly to solve those challenges, whether it's on-site, supporting them in their kitchens, or of course through innovation. And it's been nearly 50 years since that first innovation of the Rational Combi Steamer. It's been nearly 20 years since the innovation of that Vario cooking center. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we will create another milestone in the history of Rational. And we will start a new era in the food service industry. And to do that, I would like to welcome Markus to the stage. Markus Paschmann, our Chief Sales and Marketing Officer. Markus, welcome. Marcus, we've just seen a great little video with some of the developers from this new innovation, this project, talking about their experiences during the project. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your experiences during the project. You've been with Rational now for a little over 10 years. Why don't you talk to us about what you've seen and how you feel?
Absolutely. As you said, 10 years with the company and 10 years with our new project. From first ideas, technology proof, and prototyping, and. A long journey, and I saw how R&D engineers, the teams, were challenged by obstacles, so to say. Oh, we can't go and it doesn't work, but we all solved them. When you see the eyes of the people after they solved and removed the rock to make it happen, to bring the technology to the next level, that's an amazing experience, which I've seen during that development time, to bring it to what it is today.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Marcus. I think there's a little left to be said other than let's roll the film.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very proud to introduce now the iHexagon. It is our specialist for the best food quality in the shortest possible time. It is an entire new product category, not just for Rational, for the entire industry, a new standard, our third category. It is a perfect combination of convection heat, steam, and microwave. And Robert, from the first to the last rack.
Thanks, Marcus. I have to say, it looks fantastic, a new standard for the industry. Marcus, you mentioned it's the perfect combination between convection heat, steam, and microwave technology. But of course, that combination, those three, is not new to the industry. The food service industry has seen that before. So what, in your words, is so innovative about the iHexagon? What makes it so unique?
Yes, you said it right. It's not totally new, the three dimensions, but the way how we manage the three technologies is unique. We really use the entire intelligence of Rational, build that into the unit to guarantee the best possible food quality in the shortest production time. And not just for a full load, also for a la carte services or retherm products. So it's a perfect combination to guarantee a perfect result.
So it's all about quality. Let me summarize a bit.
Absolutely.
It's all about that quality, it's speed, and it's that consistent result throughout the cooking cabinet in the iHexagon.
Absolutely. And it's built into the unit.
All that intelligence
Unit
built into the unit.
know what to do.
Fantastic. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Robert.
Marcus.
See you later.
Thank you. We will see Marcus. We will see Marcus again in a bit, but I'd like to delve a little bit deeper into how the iHexagon actually works and how it accomplishes what Marcus was talking about. And to do that, I would like to invite Steffi to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Steffi Bollinger, our Head of Product Management. Steffi.
Thank you very much, Robert. So as Marcus just mentioned, the unique selling point of the iHexagon is the incredible speed it offers during food preparation without sacrificing in quality in the slightest. And this no matter if you have a small or a large quantity. But that was also our biggest challenge during development, to combine the three energies, steam, convection heat, and microwave, in a way to guarantee a consistent distribution in the whole cooking cabinet. And of course, this on 6 racks.
Now, let me jump in a little bit, because that sounds quite complicated. We all know how busy professional kitchen life is, and sometimes it's difficult just to get the right amount of heat in the right amount of time. Here we're talking about convection heat, steam, microwave, and other things going on. How did you manage to take out that complexity so that our customers can really get the most benefits out of the iHexagon?
So Robert, to solve that challenge, we came up with a complete new climate management system, which is called iClimate Boost. So we have the 6 independent variables, which are controlled through intelligence. We have steam, we have convection heat, we have microwave energy, we have the fan wheel, time, and of course the food being prepared. So microwave technology itself is, as you mentioned, nothing new, but using it intelligently from the first rack to the last, this is something our industry has never seen before. So we've managed to control the technology with such a precision that exactly the right amount of microwave energy is always reaching the food at exactly the right time with exactly the right intensity. So food quality basically never suffers. And this intelligent regulation system works for a single item, mixed loading, as well as a full batch. But microwave energy alone heats up food quickly from the inside. It doesn't brown the food. It doesn't give the coloration people desire. So for that, you need more convection power. And that's exactly why the iHexagon has its strength. We have a perfect crust, roasted flavor, and amazing coloration. So our customers can be sure that the iHexagon gives them results they expect from Rational. Just faster. Up to 30% faster and sometimes even more.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Steffi. Let me summarize a little bit there. So first comes quality, then speed.
Absolutely,
right?
Yes.
And it's the intelligence in iClimate Boost that really brings all that together. It's kind of the magic that makes it all happen. Is that right?
You wrapped it up perfectly.
All right, thanks very much,
Thank
Steffi.
you.
Thank you very much. So, we've heard quite a lot of talking now, haven't we? From me, from Marcus, from Steffi. And those that know Rational, well, you'll know we like to cook. And today is really no different. Today we have 3 different cooking scenarios prepared. First of all, we will be starting with that full load, a production style situation. We'll then be moving on to a convenience situation, sort of a grab and go scenario. And then we're going to wrap things up with mixed loads with fresh food. And to do that, of course, we need our chefs, don't we? So please, ladies and gentlemen, give a warm hand to Alex Gelito and Freddie Rasmussen, our chefs, to take us through the day. Welcome, guys. Alex, we saw you at the beginning. You were loading some chicken into one of the iHexagons. Maybe you can start with that. Tell us what you were doing and then take us through the show.
Looking forward. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alex.
So yes, cooking with microwave, that is the new innovation, and we will hear a lot about this today. But I want to start talking about something different first, which is convection power. Now, what we know is when we cook with microwave, the food cooks faster. That also means the food spends less time in the cooking cabinet. So we need to be able to brown the food faster, and that's the reason why we had to increase the heating power here in our new iHexagon. That is important to achieve fantastic cooking results in full loads, what we have here. I know cooking fast, being quick here is very important, but at the end of the day, there is only one thing that counts, and that's the quality which is on the plate. Now for the chicken teriyaki here, I've used some cross and stripe grills. They were cold, not preheated. That's the accessory we know from Rational already very well. In total, I had 6 in there, and Frederick is just unloading them here so we can have a closer look at that result. Now, chicken teriyaki, that's just one example. That could be a grilled chicken breast, for example. That could be a full load of breaded items. You name it. It's just our example here to see how these products look like. So what I will do now is I will just turn a few of them around so we can have a good look and see how nice and colorful they are. And I have to say, from the first to the last, from the top to the bottom, forward and backward, they're absolutely nicely grilled. So what we are doing now is we will just slice them up. We've got 36 in total here, but important is how do they look inside? So let's have a look how it is.
While Freddie's doing that, I've actually, can you talk to us about the time a little bit? I've got a question here, because I see on the screen it says about 12 to 13 minutes. 12 minutes, 40 seconds to be precise. This full load of chicken, how long would that have taken in an intelligent combi steamer? For example, like the Rational iCombi Pro.
If I do that in the iCombi Pro, I would need at least 4 to 5 minutes more. But that's not everything, because in the iCombi Pro, we recommend a load of 5 trays as a maximum. Here, I can load up to 6, so it's even 1 tray more, and it's faster.
So 4 to 5 minutes more. So that's around savings of about 30%. Time-wise, that's around 30%. But also, the load is 20% more. So instead of five trays, it's 6 trays in the oven. So 30% time savings, 20% more load, correct?
Correct. And always with this quality and always with this color.
That's incredible.
Now I've used coloration step 2 here. I know we've got some areas, we've got some regions, there are some chefs, they like the food a bit more brown, a bit more crispy. So you can go up even to the 5th coloration level, but you will not lose the juiciness inside what we have here on our table. Now looking at this, I have to say it looks juicy inside and crispy outside. And somehow I heard that phrase before, because it is our motto and it also applies here in our iHexagon. Now why do I talk about that coloration? I mean coloration 2 in a load bigger than in the iCombi Pro. With that color, if I wouldn't see this with my own eyes, I would not believe it.
You wouldn't have believed it. That's great. That's really great, Alex. I've got one quick question. I see Freddie starting to prepare the next stage here. I've got one quick question before we move on. Around the accessories, you mentioned the cross and stripe grill grate.
Yes.
Just to be clear, is that a special version for the iHexagon, or is that a regular Rational accessory?
This is our standard cross and stripe grill, which we already have for a few years. It is approved to use in the iHexagon. It's approved to cook with microwave, so we just use it.
Can all the Rational accessories be used in the iHexagon?
Not all of them. The majority, yes, they're approved to be used in the iHexagon. Not all of them, but you definitely
most of them.
don't have to buy anything special.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Alex. I'll let you carry on here for the second stage with those convenience and to-go products together with Freddie. Thank you.
Thank you. When we talk about convenience, food, there is only one keyword coming with it, which is speed. So I've got here some wraps. I've got some cheese sandwiches, cheese baguettes. Now the wraps are wrapped in paper. Baguettes are just pre-baked, filled with different products. We've got our iProduction Manager running here. You might know this setting from the iCombi Pro. So that's our setting for flexibility, our setting for mixed loads. That's in right now. So Frederick has just selected the relevant timers, drag and drop them, and whenever it's ready, the iProduction Manager will alarm us so we can keep cooking and we can load more. Now these wraps, they were wrapped in paper, but that doesn't matter because the microwave itself won't see the paper. It just goes through, it warms up the product nicely from the inside, but the paper won't be affected. The baguettes are pre-baked, so they're going to be nice and crispy at the end. And all of that in a cooking time of roughly 1 minute and 30, probably 1 minute and 45, depends somehow on the filling. We've got already 4 or 5 servings in there, but if you know Rational, that's not enough for us. So let's load more. And I've got over here 2 more wraps, this time without the paper. because here we want to give that nice and final touch to the product. I want to have it warm from the inside, but I want to have these beautiful grill bars. So that looks nice on a plate later on. Same idea here, we have a grilling tray preheated that just goes in, and it's about in 1 minute and 30 seconds in this case. They're also warm and ready to serve.
Alex, can I just jump in to clarify? So we've got 3 different items being cooked here. We've got the wrap in packaging at the top. We've got a sort of a cheese baguette
Yes.
in the middle. And then we've got the wrap again without the packaging. And you mentioned the grill marks.
Yeah.
So we'll have the grill marks on the wrap, but how will you ensure that the tortilla stays, nice and soft and fluffy? Because that's what we want, right?
Yeah.
But also get the grill marks. How do you do that?
There are a few things coming together. I mean, the microwave is very powerful. That means we can reduce the reheating or cooking time in this case. The grill itself will give this grill marks because we have a contact heat, and we are running a climate which is not too aggressive to the product, so that will give a fantastic result, and the wrap will be fluffy.
Thanks, Alex. Fantastic.
Now, what we have here, we've got 3 trays loaded in this case. We can go up even to 6. That doesn't matter because here we are running our iClimate Boost. We heard it from Steffi a little bit earlier. Now, the iClimate Boost is not only there to distribute heat and steam in the cooking chamber, also the microwave. And the major part for that is the fan wheel. We can say the fan wheel and the microwave, they know each other very well. They work hand in hand, and everything is guided to the right direction in the cooking cabinet that we have all over the trays, in every single spot. The right amount of energy, the right amount of heat, and of course, the right amount of steam in this case. Now, the first products are ready. You have seen we're cooking on top of each other, 4 or 5 servings. I don't have to place several microwave ovens next to each other if I want to cook this at the same time. We just cook on top of each other to get these results. Takeaway food, convenience food, that's what we have here. The keyword is there to be fast. And you can see while I'm talking, Frederick is arranging this here on our plates, and it took us only 1 minute and 45 to get these results. And if I have a look at that wrap over there, I can see that salad. It's warm, but it's still crisp, so it's not cooked. The wrap itself, it looks green, it looks fresh, there are vegetables in. This is healthy foods. And this is quality, what we can achieve here with our iHexagon. Now, we're using this now in peak times and rush hours, and we can really finish off this food in a very short time. Talking about quality, the quality, what we can see here, yes, we will get that with a combi steamer, we know that. But with a normal combi steamer, we will not get the speed. The speed we will get with a microwave. But with a microwave, we won't get the quality. If you want both, you need the iHexagon.
You need the iHexagon. Thanks very much, Alex. I have to say, it looks and it smells delicious. So I'm going to be just a little bit cheeky now. I'm going to steal some of that and take it down to the audience here. And while I'm doing that, perhaps you can start with those mixed loads and that fresh food, that third phase that we spoke about. Steffi, maybe you can come up and just give me a quick hand here to take it down to the audience.
Of course. So talking about this was our idea for speed. This was about convenience food. But now we want to touch a topic which is quite sensible, because we want to see now how microwave and climate work hand in hand. And for this, we have prepared some fresh dishes over here. And I can see Frederick is already arranging them here on our table. And what I can see first is a chicken breast, is a breaded chicken breast. It's a fresh chicken. Let's not lose any time. Let's load that straight here into our iHexagon. We've got the iProduction Manager running here at the moment. Same setting as we had earlier, just a little bit of a different temperature. We load that on the empty shelves, 6 of them in total. So I can see chicken breast goes on the first one, and we've got the wings, they come in on the second one. Now for the wings, we're going to set a time of about 3.5 to maximum 4 minutes. And for the chicken breast, to be honest, I'm not really sure how long that cooking time is. We speak about a fresh chicken breast, it's raw. I want to have that chicken breast nicely and juicy cooked, but not undercooked, because that could be a bit too dangerous. So I think in this case, it's quite clever to use the core temperature probe. We have set it, in this case, to 72 degrees Celsius, 165 Fahrenheit. And whenever the chicken breast is ready, our iHexagon will call us, we can remove it, and we can keep cooking. Besides these products, and Frederick is already loading more, we've got some apple tartlets. So there's also a sweet dish coming out in our multi-baker. We've got a saltimbocca over there. I'm even touching here a bit more of the fancy a la carte products. There were some gnocchi. We will have some side dishes over there. The wings are already in, so we can load up all 6 shelves, and we will do this in the next couple of minutes, and I can promise you the food will come out in the quality that we definitely know from Rational.
Alex, I have to say, this looks absolutely outstanding. So much food going in. Alex, one thing I'd like to ask about the core probe. You touched on the core probe. Were you using the core probe, or are you using the core probe together with the microwave technology?
Of course, absolutely. It's no problem at all. Special core probe, so whenever I'm not really sure about the cooking time, I just use the core probe. I can be sure it's always cooked to perfection. I don't have to bother for the cooking time. It just makes my life in general a lot easier.
And I see when you're using the core probe, you can, of course, see it through the glass door. That's also something that I guess helps a lot in this situation.
As a chef, without a glass door, that's not an option. I want to see my food cooking. Wouldn't
see the food every time.
Absolutely.
Every chef wants to see the food. Fantastic. Thanks very much. Alex, I'm going to let you guys carry on as you requested. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a warm round of applause. We will come back to Alex and Freddie in a minute to take a look at this food that they're cooking. But we've really witnessed today what the iHexagon is capable of. It truly is in a product category all of its own. It is a specialist. It's aimed to cook great quality food as fast as possible, whether that's high throughput and high volumes, or high throughput and low volumes, perhaps in that, that convenience style, individual dishes, or in an a la carte situation. The iHexagon is there for customers that want to increase their efficiency and their productivity. Now, some of you may be thinking, do we always use the microwave? The answer is no. The iHexagon will decide whether or not it needs to use the microwave. That intelligence that Steffi spoke about earlier in iClimate Boost will decide if it needs the microwave, maybe it needs to turn the heat up a little bit, dial it down, maybe a little bit more steam, or adapt the fan wheel. The iHexagon will take out that complexity to make the life of our chefs in kitchens easier and simpler. And there is, of course, one thing that we haven't mentioned yet, and that is the area of connectivity. The iHexagon can, of course, also be connected, whether it be to a wired or a wireless network, so that our customers can reap the benefits of digitalization. Personalized displays are becoming ever more important in our industry. And of course, using that My Display technology enables the iHexagon to adapt the screen so that it only shows exactly what the operators need to see. That's hugely important, of course, for many customers around the world that have standardized processes in their kitchen and standardized roles. The second thing I'd like to mention is, of course, the cleaning, and that's iCare System Autodose. iCare System Autodose is standard with the iHexagon. Now, Alex, when I look over to our little kitchen here, I see that all this food is coming out from just one of the iHexagons, and the other one, the one you used for the chicken earlier on, is actually sitting there cold. Maybe you can talk to us a little bit about iCare System Autodose.
Of course I can do that. Let's not just talk about it, let's run it, because it's quite simple. So we've got our iCare system here. We know that from the iCombi Pro as well. Same system running in here. But on top of that, we've got the Autodose. So that means we've got our cleaning cartridges already in. So that means to me, I don't have to touch any chemicals anymore or open these little packages. The only thing what I have to do is I just go to my iHexagon, select the iCare system. I will find the cleaning cycle which I want. In this case, it's not that dirty. So let's just run a fast cleaning, select it on the screen. I'm closing the door, and that's all I have to do. The easiest way, the safest way to clean our iHexagon.
Simple, safe, and clean.
That's it.
Fantastic. Thanks, Alex. And of course, iCare System Autodose will adapt the dosage of the cleaner intelligently based on what we've been cooking. Another huge benefit for our customers. But that's enough about the cleaning. Let's go back to the food with Alex and Freddie. It looks and it smells fantastic. Alex, maybe you can take us through what you guys have been doing here.
Of course, love to do that. So we've got already a few of these dishes ready, and you can see it's just alarming here. So the last products are just coming out. So we've got that Saltimbocca over there that took us 3.5 minutes. And let's compare this as well with the iCombi Pro. 3.5 minutes for these beautifully grilled vegetables in the iCombi Pro. I would run that at least 4.5, probably 5 minutes to get this results. Next to that, I've got a tray of grilled chicken wings. So now these chicken wings, it took us 3.5 minutes in the iHexagon to warm them up, to crisp them up. In this case, a whole tray, so that could be an idea for a buffet. That could be a hot food counter, for example. In the iCombi, easy 5 to probably 6 minutes to get it out. We had over there our gnocchis with some tomato sauce, some cheese on top, just overcrusted as a side dish, for example. That's quite quick, 2.5, 2:45, off it goes. Easy, a minute more in our normal iCombi Pro in the a la carte cooking. These apple tartlets, they look extremely nice, and I think we have to find some ice cream later for that. It took us 2 minutes 40, 2 minutes 45. Doing this in the iCombi Pro, easy 4.5 minutes to get them cooked and to get this crispy coloration, what we have over here. Now, chicken wings are just arranged over there with some dressing on top. I can see in our iProduction Manager, we've got 14 seconds to go on that chicken breast. And just to come back on this, we didn't set a time on that. We have used a core temperature probe, 72 degrees, 165 Fahrenheit, to get it cooked nice and safely, but of course juicy. And this is what we want. We want to have it, I'm coming back to my favorite phrase, I want to have it juicy inside, but crispy on the outside. And this is exactly what we can see here.
Here it is coming out right now. Maybe you can take us through some of the time that you took there. I mean, listening to what you said, we've got savings here of 30%, 25%, sometimes more than 30%, particularly with the vegetables.
Exactly. And if you can imagine, if I'm running this for my lunchtime, for my dinner time, I can serve my customers much, much faster, but with our well-known quality, what we can see here on the table. And I have to say, it looks extremely nice. I can see that results, and it smells incredibly good.
The quality is amazing, and that chicken coming out here, which Freddie's picking up right there, it really looks fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a last big round of applause to Alex and Freddie for this fantastic cooking show. So, I'm looking forward to trying those apple tarts later with the ice cream that Alex just mentioned. But that concludes our cooking show here today at this Rational launch event. But we have 3 more important messages for our customers and for our partners. And for that, I would like to welcome Marcus back to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Pashman.
Hi, Robert.
Hello, Marcus.
As you said, I'm more than happy to take the last messages with me. But I would like to thank you for yourself, for our chefs, for the great and impressive demonstration of the iHexagon. Thank you very much for your demonstration.
Thanks, Marcus. Thank you.
And as Robert said, 3 messages are left. The first message starts at the beginning of our show today. You remember the presentations, the voices of the R&D team. I'm now very happy to invite on stage Dr. Wolfgang Schmidberger, the Senior Vice President R&D. Wolfgang, please join me on stage. Hello, Wolfgang. I have to say it's a very special day. Now we see officially the results of your work, of the work of your team. Can you please also give us some, what was so special on that project?
Yes, thank you, Marcus. So it's, first of all, I'm very happy to be here and to represent the Russian R&D on the stage here. So you know, Marcus, our cooking systems consist of very complex technology, easy to use, but with one main target, bringing energy into food for perfect culinary results. And to achieve this goal, we formed a specific project team consisting of experts from mechanics and electronics engineering, from software, from food technology, from culinary sensory, and from high frequency. And exactly this high frequency team started over 10 years ago with basic research. We didn't just want to add microwave to a combi steamer. We wanted to answer the question, how can we rethink from zero a totally innovative microwave-based cooking system?
Very impressive. Can you give us maybe one or two examples? What were the challenges you have to solve on that journey?
Sure, I'd love to do that. This brand new technology allows us, as we heard, to distribute 3 types of energy over all levels of a cooking cabinet. Once we've done that, we redeveloped from zero the glass door and the core temperature probe, even under the microwave environment, which is very difficult. And last but not least, we developed a totally new microwave-based cooking intelligence, which allows us to calculate precisely the inner and outer cooking degree, even under strongest conditions. Or like Alex said, juicy inside, crispy outside.
Absolutely.
Doing such a difficult project means creating a totally new approach of development. But with a strong and motivated expert team, we finally succeeded. And I'm very happy to see some of the guys from the team here in the audience today.
I think you can be very proud of your team. I mean, thank you very much for that really unique innovation. We have not seen that before in the industry, challenging the technology to the level you have done it. But it's not just us, as you and I know, but our teams doesn't know so far. We already received the first award, a very prestigious award from the German Industry Association. The award is named Innovator of the Year 24, as you see in the back. Probably you ask yourself, how can you get that? We're launching the product today and got a reward. We have to say we applied for that award a couple of months ago, confidentially, and we will officially receive the award in autumn this year. So congratulations again.
Thank you, Marcus. And absolutely, I only can add, it's absolutely amazing getting this award. Big, big thank you to you all. I can speak for the whole research and development team and for everyone else here in the audience and who was involved in the project, that we are really, really proud of our iHexagon. This shows the commitment and the energy that RATIONAL has to help our customers all over the world. And when I say customers, I should also highlight the extensive testings that our customers did in their kitchens while maintaining strict confidentiality to support our development. A big, big thank you to you all.
Wolfgang, thank you very much for being with us on stage and really representing the in-depth R&D work to our audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Two items left. How do we bring the product to the market? The product is ready, as you have seen today, but we are aware that this is a new product category and it needs explanation to our customers. And we want to guarantee and ensure that customers understand the features and the benefit of the product. Therefore, we decided to build special teams, highly focused on the iHexagon. We have teams set up in 3 countries of the world, in Germany, UK, and US. The teams are ready and will start right after the launch to talk to customers. And the rest of the world will follow step by step. So we guarantee customer benefit also to a proper rollout of that product to the industry. With that, it leads us to the last step, to say thank you again. Thank you, first of all, to the project team. Without the project team, we would not be here today. Without the project team, we would not solve the challenges driven and given by the new technologies. Therefore, a very special personal thank you to the R&D team and the project team. Thank you. And it is like a good company. The start was done by R&D, now we're here. This event would not happen without the strong marketing team, the speakers on stage, and the support team behind the stage. Thank you very much to marketing and the teams here. Thank you very much. And last but not least, for us as Rational, the most important, the customer. We're very proud that customers were with us on that journey. Wolfgang explained during the last stage of the R&D work, we tested the product to the maximum with our customers. They helped us to make it ready for the market. Because for us at Rational, it's very important. We deliver products to the market which are robust and reliable and ready for the market. The iHexagon is ready now. And we'll start a new era of cooking, the era of iHexagon. Thank you very much for being here today.